Hey everybody, it's Pastor Sherry from Living Faith United Methodist Church. Obviously, I'm not in the sanctuary today at Living Faith, but some of you may notice that I'm not at Living Faith at all. In fact, I am in Camp Point, Illinois at my home church, Camp Point United Methodist Church. I have been blessed in my life to be a part of many congregations. As a child growing up at home, I was a part of Good Shepherd Lutheran Church in Clayton, Illinois, and that church family was very formative in my foundational faith. And then as a married adult with children in a time of transition in my life, we started coming to Camp Point United Methodist Church. And that was definitely a God thing. That church at Camp Point here, they helped me and my family through many challenges. We celebrated a lot of joys. And when I got my call to ministry, Pastor Jeff Rashi and this congregation were extremely supportive. Now, it was actually inside the walls of this church, this United Methodist Church in Camp Point, that I was sitting between my parents, and it was the last hymn of worship that day. The song was "Here I Am, Lord." And I was sitting between my parents as everyone else was standing because neither of them were able to stand comfortably for long periods of time. So I sat between them and we held hands as we sang the song. And it was there in the pew that day that I felt God was calling me. I felt my heart strangely warmed like John Wesley, and I felt God was calling me into ministry. I had no idea what that meant, but I knew He was calling me into something new. And strangely, I did not realize at the time, even when I accepted to become a local licensed pastor, it did not dawn on me until close to the time when everything was changing. It was time for me to leave and start serving other churches. I did not realize that that meant that I was going to be leaving home. I was going to be leaving the comfort of this church and this congregation. And I remember when I actually realized it, I fell to my knees at the altar inside one day, crying and humbled by the call, but also grieving. Sometimes God calls us away from our comfort zone to do things for God's